Delivering homemade cookies to our veterans helps acknowledge the service they provided for our country and is a delicious way to say thank you. In our English class this semester, we read The Disparity Between Intellect and Character by Robert Coles. In it, he talked about the difference in knowing morals versus actually acting in accordance with moral principles. And that's what this video is about, the actions, the good deeds. When my project partner and I decided what we wanted to do for this project, we decided to put a little bit of our life experiences into the mix. She used to run a commercial bakery out of her kitchen. That's how we decided the what. As a former military member, I suggested that we take them to the veterans that would hopefully make their day. And that's how we decided the who. I had been to the VA several times in the past, however, I had never actually taken the time to go up to the nursing home floor and visit with the people who lived there. After thinking about that, it made me start thinking about what it might be like if I'm eventually there one day and how I would feel about having a visitor. My partner's father's also a veteran, but he only goes to the VA when he needs to go for hospital visits, so she's never really been around the VA herself, which made her nervous, not too sure what to expect when visiting.
The baking process was pretty simple, as I already had the recipe that I wanted to use, and had made this before thousands of times in my shop. To help ensure that we did not leave anyone out, we decided to also make a diabetic-friendly version that replaced a few ingredients. It was my first time converting this recipe, but they turned out just as good as our regular batch. We spent most of the day baking. After the batches had time to cool, we also worked on the process of individually packaging them as well as labeling them. We were very excited when baking these cookies. We had never performed a service like this before, and we were hoping that they would enjoy them just as much as we enjoyed making them. This project turned into a multi-day task. Since we were dealing with the government, we had to ensure that all the proper forms and procedures were followed. Unfortunately, only 3 of the 25 veterans that we had visited had proper media release forms that we were able to utilize. When we spoke to them about the days we had available to visit, they only had one day that aligned with our schedules. However, it was also the same day that they were taking a field trip to go fishing for the day. So we had to work around that schedule as well. After 3 separate phone calls to set up everything, when the day finally arrived, we also had to meet up with the head of the activities department so that she could escort us around to let us know which individuals had the media releases.
On top of all the obstacles that we overcame to set this up, once we got to the nursing home floor, I dropped the camera that we had been using to film, breaking it. From there, we had to adapt and overcome and continued to film with our phones instead. It was a good thing that my partner's husband came along with us to help record, so we both were able to visit and share the experience as well as not having to worry about me dropping another camera while holding cookies.
Well, very well, I guess.
Did you go fishing today?
Well, we went some fishing. Would you call that fishing?
You caught fish nuggets today.
You were just looking out there at that water. What?
He caught 3 fish today.
You caught 3?
Oh, great big. Why, there's
Fish nuggets. Fisherman stories, let me say.
Referring back to The Disparity Between Intellect and Character by Robert Coles, near the end of the article, a story was told about a student who stopped to thank someone who was serving them food at the cafeteria. The student felt like they had learned something about their life and was able to show respect for it as well. That's just like what happened when we made our visit. The veterans were excited to be able to share the stories about the fishing trip they had just went on, and got excited when they saw the cookies that we brought in. We both already have so much respect for the veterans and their sacrifice, but it was nice to be able to take the time to show them.
This entire experience was so heartwarming. Watching their faces light up and the sheer joy of just having a visitor to converse with made us realize these types of acts should be performed more often. Even something as simple as giving a cookie can brighten someone's day, as we found out due to many of the veterans informing us just that the entire time we were there.
If we all held ourselves accountable to the standard of doing service for the community as a way of life, we feel that society would be a much better place. Even the nurses commented on how much this experience raised the morale of the entire floor. With that being said, we challenge you to find time in your busy week to do something for someone else, even if it's just giving them a cookie.
Thanks for the cookies. The guys enjoyed them lots, and they enjoyed the visit and getting to chit chat with other people. Have a great day.